Allen, a university professor and astronomer. He said, "The human brain is truly wonderful and complex, effortlessly able to do multiple things at the same time, but it still has yet to figure itself out. Behind each great human invention and breakthrough is not an individual, but instead a human brain." Today, as you may have guessed, I am going to be speaking about the human brain. You might ask why I'm interested in this topic. The matter of fact is, I'm interested because I have a brain myself, and I'm amazed that such a small organ could accomplish such massive feats. To fully explore this topic, we're going to have to talk about the main structures of the brain, the main functions of the brain, and some interesting facts. Let's begin by talking about the main structures of the human brain. The brain can be divided into three main parts: the cerebrum, brainstem, and cerebellum. The cerebrum is the largest of all the three. It's just a giant lump of neural tissue. Below the cerebrum is the brainstem, which is it's like a cylindrical cord that connects the cerebrum to the spinal cord. Behind this brainstem is the cerebellum, which is an oval-shaped structure with parallel grooves. Within the cerebrum are four different lobes. The first is the frontal lobe, which of course lies in the front. It's the largest of all the four, and it occupies nearly half of the entire cerebrum. Behind the frontal lobe is the parietal lobe, and it lies on the top. Below that is the temporal lobe, and behind all of those three is the occipital lobe. Now that you know about the main structures of the human brain, let's talk about what these things actually do. The frontal lobe, which is the largest, is concerned with higher level processing and thinking, like logic and decision making. Behind the frontal lobe is a parietal lobe, which is concerned with speech and sensory perception. Below the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe also contributes to sensory perception and also helps people with memory. And behind all of the three, the occipital lobe is fully dedicated to vision. It helps people see color and depth. Moving down from the cerebrum is the brainstem. The brainstem not only serves as a connector from the cerebrum to the spinal cord, but it helps with unconscious procedures like digestion, heart rate, and breathing. Behind the brainstem is the cerebellum, which helps with motor function and balance. Now that I've talked to you about the main functions and structures of the human brain, let's talk about some interesting facts. According to the Nashville Neurological Institute, dreaming takes more brain activity than any waking function. I'm sorry, but that's the best excuse I have ever heard to sleep in on Mondays. A lot of people like to try to compare a human brain to a supercomputer, but I'm sorry, but that just doesn't work out. According to the University of Zurich, the brain is the most efficient computer in the world. It has no top speed. It can repair itself. It can adapt. It has a body, and most of all, it has the ability to imagine. And if anyone tries to tell you differently, just remind them that the brain created the computer in the first place. Today, I've provided you with some information about the human brain. I've spoken of the main structures, functions, and some interesting facts. We've learned of the massive processing power of the brain, the mountain of tasks it has to handle, and just like John Allen said, the brain still has yet to figure itself out. The next time you say you aren't smart enough to do something, just remember that you are in possession of one of the most powerful and complex information processing systems on Earth. Thank you.